Hello, this is Mr. Waters, and I'm here to present to you another example for how to do the homework on page 642. And in this case, we're going to be analyzing a given ellipse equation and then graphing it. Now, analyze, of course, is going to mean find the focus point, which we're going to call F, the vertex point, and C, or the vertices, I mean, the vertex points, and then C, the center. Now, making kind of a quick little sketch over here like this. Here's our kind of a pretend ellipse. The focal points, of course, would be here, oriented on the major axis. The center is at the center where the major and the minor axes intersect, and the vertices are the spots where the axes, the major and the minor axes, intersect the ellipse itself. So these are vertices right here, and these are the focal points right here, and that's the center. Now when we analyze, we essentially have to find out where those points are, and then we have to give actual coordinates for them. So for this example, we're going to have this ellipse right here. It'll be x minus 1 quantity squared over 9 plus x plus 6 quantity squared over 4 equals 1. So we're given the equation on this one, and what we have to do is use the equation here to find out the information we want. Well, first off, we can see that h and k is the center point. So the center immediately we can see is going to be 1 comma negative 6. Also, since the larger number, which is always the a value or the a squared value, is the major axis number, since that's under the x quantity, that means that this has to be a horizontally oriented ellipse. Okay, so and we can see from the equation that the a number is 3, since the a squared is 9, and the b number, which has to be the other one, is 2, since b squared here is 4. Now we can use that information, those two numbers, the a squared and the b squared, to find c squared using this handy dandy little formula. C squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. And so c squared is equal to 9 minus 4. So c squared is equal to 5. So c itself is plus or minus rad 5. We get 2 of those because we know that there are 2 focal points. Over here we can begin to kind of make a picture and begin to kind of graph the information here to see where everything is. Okay, so first off, let's plot the center, which is over 1, down 1, 2, 3, which right 1, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the center is there at 1, negative 6. Now, since it's horizontally oriented, we'll count 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3 to the left for the major axis value, then 1, 2 up, and 1, 2 down. And this is going to give us, and I can kind of sketch in the ellipse here, like that. Okay, these coordinates, as you can see, are going to be 4, negative 6. This is going to be negative 2, negative 6 is the other vertex. Over 1, down 4, 1, negative 4 is that vertex, and negative 1, negative 8 is that vertex. So that'll allow us to make a list over here, and we're actually going to list the vertices here. The vertices are at 1, negative 4, 1, negative 8. That, of course, is positive 1, not negative 1. 1, negative 8. This is negative 2, negative 6. And then this is 4, negative 6. So those are the 4 vertex points. There's always going to be 4 vertex points with an ellipse. Okay, so let's see what's left. Oh yes, the focal points. Well, we know that they have to be, we know the focal distance is rad 5, and we know that it's a horizontally oriented ellipse. That means that that up here, since it's horizontally oriented, we see that the ellipse, that the focal points are to the right and to the left. So down here, but how much? Well, it's going to be point rad 5 to the right of the center point, and rad 5 to the left of the center point. That's about, rad 5 is about 2.1. So we're going to start over here and go to the right about 2.1 on that ellipse, and to the left about 2.1, about there, and then we label them. This one is going to have a coordinate value of 1 plus rad 5, negative 6, because we started at the 1 here, started at the 1, and we've got to go to the right rad 5. So it's 1 plus rad 5, whatever that is the x-coordinate, negative 6. Now this one here, we're starting at the center point and going to the left negative 1, to the left rad 5. So its coordinate is going to be 1 minus rad 5, comma, negative 6. Okay, so we're not going to bother to calculate that, although we could do on our calculator 1 minus rad 5, negative 6. So down here, under the, for the focal points, I'm going to go ahead and put those coordinates down, 1 minus rad 5, comma, negative 6, and 1 plus rad 5, negative 6. And that's going to give us, so that's all we're going to need to do to analyze this, because we've got our graph, we've got the equation, we've got our graph, we've got the equation that we were given, and then we've got our important points, the focal points, the vertex, and the center. Thank you so much.